Alright, I'm going to show you how I will edit this image. So first of all, I fix exposure, but I think this image is perfectly exposed, so I'm not gonna change that. So I'm gonna begin with profile corrections and see what auto looks like. Alright, so this is good. Next, I would crop it because there's more space here and less here, so bring it down a little bit. This looks good to me. And now I'm gonna use these existing presets to add contrast, matte, and noise effect. Gonna increase the contrast a little bit more. I like I think the skin is perfect. Maybe I'm gonna increase the temperature just a slight bit. All right, and here. All right, so red, blue, and green. Red is the highest, blue is the minimum, and green is in the middle. That's exactly what we want. All right, then gonna increase the vibrance just a little bit. Deepen the shadows. The main thing that I want to work around here is the greens, but as you can see, there are yellow mustard, so we have to be very careful because yellow and green kind of are very close colors. So I'm gonna start with luminance first and make green darker and take the saturation down of green too. I'm already liking this so much more than what it was before. And in hue, I want to turn my greens a little bit cooler. Maybe I will take down luminance even more. All right, this was before and this is after. I think I like this a lot. And in luminance, I'm gonna take down yellow a little bit too. This is perfect. All right, so that's all I would do to the greens. Not gonna change anything here. And now in this picture, the sun was somewhere here. As you can see, it's like brighter, but also it was hidden and behind the clouds. So I'm just gonna add a very little warmth up here. I'm obviously gonna minus my subject. Don't want any of the editing on them. Just add a little bit warmth, a little bit more pink, dehaze it. I mean, negative dehaze. And then maybe just a tiny bit of color. All right, this looks good. And next I like to add a vignette. So take a big circle around my subject. Don't wanna affect them. Now I'm gonna invert it so it's only on the corners. Make sure my subjects will not be selected, and then I will reduce the exposure and maybe make it a tiny bit warm. That's too much. All right, next I'm gonna select the subject. They are pretty well exposed, not gonna change anything there, just gonna increase the contrast a little bit, and then I'm gonna increase the sharpness. All right, so one last thing, I'm gonna go to sharpening, increase that, and make sure that it's only on the corners. All right, this is pretty much all I would do in Lightroom. And before, after. All right, now I'm gonna take this in Photoshop not gonna do much here, so just few things. Command J to create one more layer. I'm gonna add a vignette. Make it not affect my subjects at all, and to make sure, select subject, Command J, and bring it above my vignette. Okay, before and after, huge difference. One more layer, and I'm gonna blur the backdrop again. Make sure it's not on my subjects. All right, and then to double check. Okay, I want to add, I think, one texture. So I have a bunch of textures here, and I'm gonna use my Jessica Dawson's Mysteries. So Control C, V. This just adds a really nice feel to the image. Yeah. And make it soft light. I'm gonna remove the texture from here, so to do that, blur and Gaussian blur, and say okay. All the texture is gone, and I'm gonna reduce it to say 50%. Perfect. Before, after, very minute difference, but goes a long way. All right, that's all I'm gonna do for this image. Taking it back to Lightroom now. So that's after, and this is where we started. All right, now I'm gonna show you one last thing to make sure that my edit goes on my next image. Control C, select everything, copy, go here, see a lot of green. I'm gonna fix that edit later, but I'm just pasting it to see how this works. Amazing. So green here and green now. All right, that's all I wanted to show.